On a rare day like this, when I get a day off, I can film a vinyl inbox video with actually somewhat decent lighting. I still do somewhat look like a ghost, but it's better than nothing. Anyway, what's playing in the background? Death Certificate by Ice Cube. Figured I'd try playing a tape, and well, I didn't start it from the beginning. It works alright. So I don't know if it's just me, but I will try and get a new tape deck at some point. But yeah, that's what's playing in the background. Is Death Certificate by Ice Cube on tape. And speaking of tapes, I do have one new tape pickup to show you guys. This is Christopher Cross with his first album. I don't know what chrome dioxide cassette means, so maybe someone can hopefully explain that to me in the comments. But there's that. Christopher Cross, very underrated in the VC, I believe. He has some amazing stuff. So figured I'd pick that up as it was next to nothing. I'm gonna start getting more cassettes again, just because I don't know. I know a lot of people like to see cassettes in these types of videos, so I'll pick them up just for that reason. But onto the vinyl. A very small vinyl haul this time. There's only about 9 records there, so let's give it our best shot. Starting off with a 12-inch. This is a disco 12-inch for the Olympic Runners with their song "Keep It Up" on that label. It features George Chandler, which is why I picked it up. It's 77, was kind of an iffy time for disco, where everything started to sound the same. But I actually really enjoy this. Oh, and it's backed with the song "The Cool Gent," which probably is the better track, but we'll leave it at that. Very nice 12-inch single there. Next up was a blind purchase. I got this just because everyone in the VC seems to show it. I somewhat liked it. Not gonna say I loved it. This is Enya with her Watermark album. Everyone seems to show this in the VC. Decent-ish. 88's the year. I didn't love this, but I didn't hate it, which I think as long as I don't hate it, that's the important thing. Original inner sleeve, but yeah, somewhat decent. Wasn't too crazy about this, but did enjoy that, at least somewhat. Next up, I got a couple of soundtracks. Soundtracks aren't normally something I pick up. I think soundtracks at this point are my smallest section. But I did manage to pick this up. This was really cheap in HMV if you've got the membership, so I figured I'll pick it up. And that is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soundtrack. I actually prefer this over Volume 1, just because of the actual songs that are used. It's got Mr. Blue Sky, it's got The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, it's got Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke, Southern Nights by Glenn Campbell, My Sweet Lord by George Harrison, Brandy by Looking Glass, Wham Bam Shangalang by Silver, Surrender by Cheap Trick, Father and Son by Cat Stevens. It's just an all-round great soundtrack. Custom white label there from the label. I believe, yeah, it's Hollywood Records, which is the label, so really good stuff there. Enjoyed that quite a bit. And then I shared this. It was the first thing I shared on the Vinyl Community Facebook page. I tried to get some people's opinions on it, and all I could get were opinions on the film, not the soundtrack in particular, so I figured I'll give it a listen, and I actually really enjoyed it. This is the soundtrack to The Omen, which I quite enjoyed. I haven't seen the film, unfortunately, but I did quite enjoy the soundtrack. It's on Tattoo Records. If you can see that, that's fine. Yeah, Tattoo Records really, really clean copy. There is a surface mark on side 1, but it doesn't affect the way it plays or anything, which is fine. So beautiful, beautiful music, nice soundtrack, and I really did enjoy this one quite a bit. So another one for the soundtrack collection there. Next up, really interesting cover. I quite like the cover on this one, but but I also really like the music. It wasn't my favorite album by this group, but this is Graduation by Ohio Players. Obviously they have better stuff. This is one of their 80s, and going into the 80s their stuff's a bit iffy, but their 70s stuff is brilliant. There are some tracks on here that are great, like Fast Track, Follow Me, Schoolgirl, Now Is the Time. Yeah, I really like the cover on this one. This is a gatefold, by the way. Look at that. Oh yeah. Sorry, that seems really weird. I apologize, but there it is on Air City Records. Nice label there. Really, really good pressing. 80. I forget what year this is from. 85. This is an 85 release. So yeah, really good stuff on this. Not their best work, but it's Ohio Players, so I don't think they have a bad album. I'm still yet to discover one at least. Next, an artist that's highly shown, I think, in the VC, which isn't a bad thing. This is Billy Joel with 52nd Street. I have got other Billy Joel albums. This is just the first one I've shown off on my channel. But fun fact, I actually do share a birthday with Billy Joel, which is probably why I respect him a little bit more than I probably should, to be honest, being a soul boy, you know, being someone who listens to soul and hip hop. But because I share a birthday with him, I'm not mad. I quite like it anyway. Red CBS label, good stuff there. Yeah, really good stuff on this album. Big Shot, great. My Life, great. Stiletto was great. Of course, the title track 52nd Street is great. This is a great album. Honestly, I think I do prefer 80s Billy Joel, but this is a very, very good album. Next is Back in the High Life by Steve Winwood. 86 is the year on this album. Really good stuff. The second album by Steve Winwood I picked up. I think Talking Back to the Night's going to be the next one I want, but unfortunately it's even harder to find than Arc of a Diver is in my area, so there's that. Original Inner Sleeve though, so I'm not complaining too much. On the White Island label, nice stuff there, and I really enjoyed this album. Of course, Higher Love is on this album. Freedom Overspill. Split Decisions, great. I can't even read the tracks, it's that kind of font. Back in the High Life again is great. Wake Me Up on Judgment Day, fantastic. This whole album is just fantastic. Of course, Arc of a Diver is still my preferred album of the two, but I really enjoy this one. An upgrade copy. This is probably going to be the last thing I upgrade for a while. I've been meaning to get an upgrade copy of this for a while. It's the only other Fleetwood Mac album that I would say that I like. Really. I can probably check out the albums between this and Tango in the Night as well, see if I like them, but for the time being, it's Rumours by Fleetwood Mac, of course the most common album of 2017. At least I seem to find that everyone wanted this album last year. Fantastic album. This is the one with the textured sleeve. Really good stuff there. There it is on the Forest Warner Brothers label, which I think I really like that label for some reason. I don't know why. I just really like it. Nice mint copy of this as well. I bought this off of a guy off of Facebook, actually. A guy I've known for a while. I bought stuff off him before. But yeah, there is Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. And I also bought the Omen soundtrack off the same guy I bought this off of, which is pretty funny. But hey, there it is, Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. And of course you all know that album, so I won't go over it, but of course it's fantastic. Last thing I'm going to show here is one more album for the 10cc collection. You guys are probably going to be sick of seeing 10cc by the time you've started viewing my channel, but this is probably going to be the last one for a while, just because their last 3 albums are fairly difficult to find, 2 of which are really expensive because they're 90s albums. But this is Deceptive Bends by 10cc. There is a bit of damage on the cover there, but like I always say, you can't play the cover. So there it is, Deceptive Bends. Really, really good album. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Good Morning Judge is on here, People in Love, Modern Man Blues. You've got a Cold, Feel the Benefit. I mean, I would read all the best tracks off, but then I'd be reading everything, so I'm just going to list my favourites. But yeah, 77 is again the year on this. And it fills in another gap in the 10cc collection, and once again, their last albums are quite difficult to find. But what I found so interesting was someone, I don't remember who it was, but someone in the on the Vinyl Community Facebook page showed this album, but it was the Canadian pressing where this is green instead of red, which I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, there is that. Very, very interesting stuff there. Love this album by 10cc, so cannot wait to find their last 3 albums, whenever that may be. Alright, so that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning back into the channel, and if you are new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you immediately know when I upload next. And with that, Alex, check it out. Peace.